It was nighttime when Paul woke up. Paul woke up in the middle of the night, and he had a lot on his mind. What he couldn't figure out was the side world. Was the side world in danger? He didn't think it was, and he decided just to get a glass of water and then afterwards just go back to sleep, hoping he could get to sleep. It basically was the next day, and Paul had his best friend over, Cameron, and he was happy he had Cameron over. And they were going to go to the side world, and that's what they were going to do. Paul basically said, "Come on, Cam, let's go to the side world." And Cam said, "Yeah, let's go to the side world. We'll go to the side world." CW said, "Hi, Paul and Karen. How are you doing?" Paul said, "I'm doing fine." Karen said, "I'm doing fine, too." CW said, "You're welcome to come to my house to hang out." And they said, "Okay, we'll go to your house to hang out." Okay, they were basically at CW's house, and CW made them a nice snack. It was quite delicious. They ate it all up. Afterwards, they just celebrated a bit. Until Paul asked CW, "Is there anything going on in the side world with wrong?" And CW said, "Yes, there is. There's an island called Red Island, but there's weird things going on that island." Paul said, "Maybe we can help you." CW said, "Okay." Okay, they were on the Red Island. Everything was red. They could see red as far as I could see. The only thing that wasn't red was the sky. So they were going to walk forward, hoping they could find someone and help them out. The little girl was crying, and Paul said, "What's wrong?" The little girl said, "I think what I done has been turned to stone. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I lost my mom, I lost my dad, they're all been turned to stone." Paul said, "Little girl, don't cry. We'll help you bring people back to where they're supposed to be." The little girl said, "Okay, thank you. Thank you very much." Paul said, "Do you have any idea where the person it turned people to stone were?" The little girl said, "I don't know, but some people stay over by the mountains there." Paul said, "Okay, we'll help you out then. We'll go over to the mountain and beat the person that turned people into stone, and then we'll be back to where they're supposed to be." The little girl said, "You must be very brave to do that for me." Okay, they're basically on the other side where the mountains were. They knew the cave was the person that turned the people into stone in the cave. They don't know, but they knew if he was in there, they had to be brave. So they had to make certain they got their weapon ready to defeat the evil of this monster that turned people into stone. As Paul and Karen walked deeper and deeper in the cave, they noticed something. It was getting darker and darker. The further they went into the cave, it got darker and darker, until they came to a part of the cave where there was light shining down from the ceiling. And then they noticed it. The monster turned people into stone. Dear Karen and Paul got their weapon out and they were ready to kill the monster. But Paul said, I want you to turn people back into the way they're supposed to be. I don't want people in the stone anymore, is what Paul said to the monster. The monster said, You're rotten hell before I ever turn people back into the way they're supposed to be. Paul said, Pay to die, you old bastard. They got a weapon, Karen got out her weapon, and they killed the monster. The monster was defeated, and the people were turned back into the way they were supposed to be. Okay, they basically were back at CW and they were off Red Island. They were no longer on Red Island anymore. That they were hanging out at CW house for the rest of the day. That's what they decided to do. It basically came to the point where the party was over, and Paul and CW had to go back to their world. So they said goodbye to CW, and they basically went back home. Okay, Paul and Kim were basically back at home, and they were happy they were at home. They were no longer in the side world, they were at home. But Paul had to say goodbye to Kim, and Kim went back home to where she lived. And Paul basically had dinner with his family, dinner with Clay Dillon, and this is basically where this movie ends for now.